Question 4 says, during September, the following transactions were entered into by David attorneys. You've got quite a long transaction there, and then you've got 2, 5, 20, and 30. Please note that investments were made in terms of Section 86 of the Legal Practice Act 28 of 2014. Okay, this is theory, so I do want to open up our notes again, just to refer back to that theory. Actually, let's open up our notes, because our notes summarize it well. Our workings with those nice pictures. Okay, I need these nice pictures, and I need the trust stuff here, section, the investment stuff. Okay, there's section 84, 86, there's 72, 2, small a, big A, there, let's stop there. Okay, so one of these will be applicable. We'll see which one just now. Let's just shrink it a bit. Possibly. Yeah, we'll look at it. I haven't read the question yet. We'll check it just now. Let's first look at the required. Prepare the following in the accounting records of David for September. Subsidiary journals properly totaled. Okay, trust cash receipts, trust cash payments, trust journal. Do they tell you what columns to draw up? Then they must have given you the template. Yeah, they have to tell you, or they have to give you the template. So they're giving you the template. Good. What else do they say? David attorneys does not make use of an advocate journal. Your answer must comply with the requirements. Okay, the question must be answered on page 12. Fine. Right, the first thing is to look at the format, which you've already got. Okay, I need to quickly draw this up. Okay, so trust cash receipts, trust cash payments. 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. Trust creditors, bank, that's it. Okay. Right, so trust, cash, receipts journal. You've got what here? Date, details, trust creditors, bank, that's it. Okay. Details, trust creditors, bank, copy paste, and then we can start. Great, that's the first two, and the last one was a trust general journal. Trust general journal for September. That requires a debit column and a credit column. That's it. Let's do it here. Debit, credit, trust, general, journal. Okay. Anything else? No, that's it. Okay, so let's go back and read the question and we can answer it as we go. 1st September, David attorneys received 2 million from A, being the estimated settlement amount in his divorce case, to be kept in trust on his behalf. Okay, so David is the attorney. He's collecting 2 million. So that's obviously going to go to the trust bank account. He gave a written instruction that the amount be invested in an interest-bearing fixed deposit account until the final settlement amount is determined by the court. David attorneys invested the 2 million at Fortune Bank on behalf of Mr. A. Okay, that's fine. We need to know more about this investment account though. Okay, they don't tell you about any small a, big A. They only talk about this here. So that's the one. Section 86, Act 28 of 2014. So let's go back to our notes. We need this one. There's it. Section 86.4. Okay, I want this working because then you guys can see all of it. So I want to copy it through to the answer here. Let's put it on a separate page. Section 86 bracket 4. Okay, so we've got a scenario where the law practice received 2 million. okay, as an investment from the client. Of the 2 million, the client is obviously going to receive 95% of the interest. 5% of the interest goes to the Fidelity Fund. That's based on section 86.4 investments. Okay, so I can just redraw the theory, the notes, the study bit that you have to do, and then go back to the question and apply it. Okay, so I've put the 2 million on my diagram. There's the 2 million. Let's bold it. 2 million is sitting with the law practice for the client's work, divorce case. Okay, on the second, a client, David Attorneys, Mrs. King, paid 400,000 into the trust bank account of David Attorneys for payment of advocate fees in her murder trial. Okay, so that's just a normal TCRJ. Okay, you've got Mr. Solomon and you've got Mrs. King. They're separate clients. Are we drawing up the journals for September? I didn't write down the date. I should have checked it. Yes, we are. Okay, so let's go to our answer. Let's get marks. Okay, we haven't got marks yet. We need to. Okay, this I'm going to close now. We don't need it. Let's go back to our answer sheet. There's our answer sheet. Okay, this is all for all journals for the month of September. Okay, so trust cash receipts on the 1st of September, Solomon gave us 2 million, hey? Let's record that. Okay. Okay, then King gave us on the 2nd 400,000. Right, so we've recorded that, Next, on 5 September, David Attorneys decided to invest 150,000 of the surplus trust funds not immediately needed in an interest-bearing savings account with Capital Bank. Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, so this bit here, David Attorneys invested the 2 million at Fortune Bank. Okay, so if you're investing that in or with Fortune Bank, then you would have paid that over to Fortune Bank. Okay, so on the 1st, there would have been Fortune Bank here. Okay, so Fortune Investments, that's fine. Let's put that in. Okay, and then we can record the amount in. Okay, so then let's make it longer then. You can probably write as much as you want. Just put more, whatever they want. You can look back at those examples we did. Okay, so stick to the examples. Whatever they wrote, write it in exactly the same. Okay, so you can just keep track of that for us then. So if I need to write more, let me know, and then I'll add more. Okay. How much? 2 million. Let's just copy this actually, 2 million. Okay, so 2 million is going to be paid over to the investment accounts. Okay. Let's just double check we didn't miss anything else. Yeah, so they received the 2 million, then they invested it. Number 2, they only received the 400. A client of David, Mrs. King, paid into the trust bank account. Okay, that's fine. Okay, David decided to invest 150 of the surplus trust funds, not immediately needed. So do you agree only funds available are from King? But because Solomon's 2 million is already invested, so you can't reinvest an invested amount. Right, so this 150 would relate to King, not Solomon, because that's what it says. How do we know that? Okay, but how do we know that from what we've read here? It says, okay, if it's surplus trust funds is client money. This is not the businesses. It's client money. How do we know it's King's money? We don't know because they didn't give us enough information. Okay. Okay, so then we have to open up our study notes again and go back to this one then. Let's open up and show this is 78.2 small a, 78.2 big A, 86 small a. Did we make a note for the other one? 78 to okay, let's go back to the let's go here. Yeah, let's go back to this. Let's go to that page that we looked at last week just to confirm. This was the last chapter. What page is it on in the study guide? 130. Okay, 130. Okay, there we go. Let's have a look here. 86.3 and 86.4. 86.3. Okay, there we go. The interest earned on 78.2 small a, and okay, so there we go. Let's highlight that. This bit. The one that we looked at last week, this one. Yes. Let's see here. Oh, okay, so for the, yes, not immediately required. So let's highlight that. Okay, let's add that to our notes then. Okay, so here we should actually put next to this and section, what is the number? 80? 86 bracket 3. 86 bracket 3, close brackets. Yeah, so 84 you do that split, 83 you don't. Okay. Alright, so no split for this one. There's no split, it must be invested and paid to the Fidelity Fund. Okay, so based on that, so if we look at this, that 80,000 was what we had here in this example, and that was the amount that was invested. There's it. Okay, trust payments. Okay, the 80,000. So that would actually go to this account. You would have another amount here then, and you would have 150,000. Okay. 150. Copy, paste, and this would have been, do they want all the detail, hey? Same as the other one. Okay, 86.3, close bracket bank. What bank name was it? Was it Capital? Okay. Ooh, undo. Capital. Right, Capital Bank. Okay, date. What date was that? Let's check. That was on the 5th. Okay. Alright, great. So now we've looked at that one. So that one, just be careful. Look out for it then in B. Okay, that relates to a section. So if they don't tell you, then look out for that. As you said, that not immediately. Let's add that to this then. Asterisk, not immediately required. Okay, something to look out for. Okay, let's make that bigger and in red. Yeah, so I think it's better not to assume, because I was going to assume that this was money from King. Okay, it's fine. It's good to look out for those type of things. Okay, so that not immediately helped identify what we should actually do with this particular investment. Okay, next one, 20 September. When closing the fixed deposit account with Fortune, refer to that. Okay, so we're looking at this big investment of 2 million. David received a check for 2.012, and the interest earned on the investment paid to the beneficiaries. Okay, so that applies to what we said earlier. So where's our working? Here's our working. Yeah, 95% is the client, 5% is the fidelity fund. Okay, for this, because it related to David, this was David's 2 million. Okay, so let's work that out here. 2 million times 95%. Oh, the interest. 12,000 times 95%. Okay. There's the one amount. 12,000 times 5%. Okay, there's the other amounts. Right, so those two amounts, the investment paid back, let's put that in as well so we can see the interest part. 2,012. Right, so that 2.012 million is being paid out by the investment, and the interest would be 95 to the client and 5 to the fidelity fund. Okay, so let's record that. Let's go back to our solution. Okay, so they're receiving the 2 million back. That's coming from the investment account. This took place on what date? 20th, yes. I think they preferred showing it separately, didn't they? Let's check. Let's just check. I think they showed it separately, didn't they? Let's see. Oh no, they showed the total. Yeah, they added it, and then but then they split it later because because a portion went to the fidelity fund. Yeah, so there's the split. So we'll do the same thing. Okay, so just show the total here, everything that you received. So the 2.012. Okay, the full amount, that's the full amount. The total is being received from the investment accounts. And then we need to show the amount that gets paid out to the, so your trust bank account would decrease because a portion would be paid over to the fidelity fund. Okay, so debit the fidelity fund account, because that would be decreasing, and then you would credit the creditor. That was the fund, and that was the trust creditors. Okay, so the investment is what's being debited. Yeah, so Fortune invest. Well, the bank capital. What is the investment here? And that was for Fortune Bank. Yeah, Fortune is fine. Okay, so Fortune Bank. Fortune Bank. And then credit the fidelity. Fidelity fund. Let's go back and have a look at that. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, it was the fidelity fund. Well, the fidelity fund is your inverted commas trust creditor. There, this one. Let's see. Okay, the investment we decrease, that's fine, and then we need to show the split. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so the Fidelity Fund, we would have shown what we worked out here, 600. Okay, 600 goes there. Go back here, 11400 must go there. 11400 must go back to the client. Okay, who was this? Solomon. Okay. Right, so that's the split, and then the interest was 12,000 in total. Okay. Right, so that's fine. Let's just check. We've put that and we've put the total. Okay, that's fine. Yes. Okay. Let's go back. Let's look at another one. Yes. 30th. Closing the savings account with Capital Bank. Okay, so Capital Bank was this one. Okay, so we need to look at those two together. Okay, this was that other one, that 8631. Okay, they say that the attorneys received 151 and paid the interest earned on the savings account to the beneficiaries. Right, so obviously if we go back to our summary, other one, this one, with 86.3, everything gets paid to Fidelity Fund. Okay, so we need to record the receipt first. So we record the total. How much did we get? Let's go back and look at the question. 151,000. Okay, the 151 is coming from the Capital Bank. That took place on what date? On the 30th. Right, so now we just need to split out. We need to take out the 1,000, and the 1,000 goes straight to the Fidelity Fund. So where's our general journal? Here at the bottom. Okay, so we'll credit the Fidelity Fund and we'll debit Capital Bank. Okay, Capital Bank investment. 1,000, full amount goes through. Let's just highlight this. This was section 86 bracket 4, and this was section 86.3. Okay. Maybe just to asterisk this. This was the 95%, and to asterisk this other way around. This was the 95%. That was the 5%. Okay. Then we need to just total up. So if I'm looking at these journals, you would just literally add up, sum up. So I'm just going to quickly add up. Sum up that. Sum up that. And that's it. Question 4 completes. Save. Okay, so we've done that. We've done the 2 journals. Did they ask for narrations? We need to look at that. A narration. Okay, a general journal has a narration, so we need to include it. They didn't say omit narrations. So here you would have to say the allocation of interest according to section 86.4, and then you could say that as well here, 3. Okay, so yeah, a narration with a general ledger. General ledgers have narrations. So just include that just in case, because they didn't say narrations may be omitted. So it's worthwhile including it. Okay, but it's just a description of what you're doing, basically. Right, great. Last question. Number 5. This was out of 25 marks, 30 minutes. Okay, this is quite a long one. Oh, this is looking at the correspondence stuff. Yes. Okay, this is looking at T-bets. Okay, so remember, this can get quite confusing. We need to look at who's the instructed attorney and who's the instructing attorney, because the instructed attorney is the instructing attorney's client, okay, which is the trust creditors. Okay, so that was the stuff that we looked at last week. let's record this. What do they ask you to do? Complete the above account statement, okay? Complete all the entries as reflected in the account statement in the following accounting records. Okay, so they want journals. They want the ledger, they want the client's ledger, and they want the trust. They want all of it. And then they want the bank reconciliation statement properly balanced off. Okay, so there must have been a bank recon somewhere here. Let's check. Where's the bank recon? Okay, now that's the answer sheet. Where's the bank recon? Why did they say bank recon there? That's strange. That's a typo. It's probably a, it would be the, yeah, bank recon, that's typo. Okay. Let's just check, is the trial balance? Do they? Okay, so so you've picked up the mistake. You're not looking back at the other one. Okay. All right. Great. Question 5. Last one. Okay, they've given you a template, so you can actually use that. So I'm going to use it. Let's go back to the textbook. Okay. And then look at this. Okay, the journals. Trust cash receipts journal, copy paste. Trust cash payments. Did they ask for a general journal? Can I copy this as well? Not. Okay, so just the first two. Okay, just need these two. Okay. Okay, so there's the trust cash receipts, trust cash payments. Wow, they've even given you this. Okay. So 31st Glamini attorneys. Business bank account, Glamini attorneys. Okay, so I can copy this one. And this was the business bank account. Business. That was 31 as well. Okay. Alright, business cash receipts. Okay, so that's a business cash receipts. That's normal. Nothing special about that account. They only want a bank there, yes. Okay, so just one column. Payments or receipts? Receipts. This was for the 31st as well. And it was bank. Okay, delete. Okay, what else did they give you? General journal. Okay, fees journal. Okay, there was a general journal. So debit and credit. Debit, credit. Yeah, not the trust general journal, but there was a general journal, which is a normal one. Similar. It's fine. I'm writing it in anyway. Glamini. Copy this. And sheriff fees. Sheriff fees outstanding. Okay, fees journal. How many columns there? 2. Debit and credits. That's the same as this one. Okay, in the fees journal, you've got Glamini and fees. Yeah, this is the distinction part of the exam, because you would have passed the exam already, hopefully, if you've managed all those other questions we've looked at. Total fees. That's the distinction. That's the distinction. Okay, that gives you the 25% to get your 75 or up. Okay, this is fees in Glamini. Okay, date-wise, that was all on the 31st. Okay, 31, 31. Okay, anything else here? Oh, that was the transfer journal. Oh, I think I wrote the wrong one. Fees, share of the fees. And then transfer journal. Transfer journal, is it similar to these? Yes. Okay. Okay, here you have trust creditors and clients. Okay, tier count. Wow, there's a lot here, hey? So let's copy one of these. Where's our tier count? There's a tier count. Let's get this one. Okay, what ledger accounts do we have here? What's the first one called? Just so we can write them in. Fees. First year accounts. Okay, that's the first one. Next one. Okay, trust creditors. Next one. Client control. Okay, client control. And then trust bank. Anything else? Okay, so there's a lot. Trust bank, sheriff fees, trust bank, normal bank, sheriff fees. Client's ledgers, that's an individual account for the clients. Okay, so Glamini. Okay. Client ledger. Okay. Yeah, so that would be like the client control, and then this would be the liability. Credit trust creditors. Yeah, the trial balance, because it's out of 1.5 marks, I'll just use what's here. Oh, there's a question 6 here. Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's the old syllabus. Okay, so you guys don't have to do that one. Yeah, the trial balance is just debit and credit. That's easy. That's fine. Okay, I'll just quickly draw that here then. Trial balance, debit, credit. That's it. Okay. All right. So I think the best way to approach this is to get a diagram. Okay, because that's what we used when we did this last week. So I'm going to put a note here: correspondence. And let's get that diagram, and then we can just adapt it for our workings here. Okay, that would be the best way of approaching a question like this. Okay, let's see. There we go. Okay, so you know there's going to be 3 parties involved. Copy. Let's paste that here. Right, so that would be the best approach when looking at a question like this, because then you can just name those individuals so we don't lose track on who's who, because that's my biggest concern, is not knowing who's the client and who's the instructing or instructed attorney. So that's the best thing to do here. So let's draw up a little sketch. Let's go read the information. Here's it. Okay, so the question must be answered. 25. Okay, so T. Bates and Company collected 24,000 on instruction of Glamini attorneys. So the instructing attorneys are Glamini. Instructing attorneys, so the practice, instructing attorney, let's put that in, Glamini. Bates and Co. is the instructed attorneys. So that we need to write down here. They're the correspondents. Okay, so the instructed attorney, Bates and Co. There we go. Right, and then we're obviously representing a client. Our client is P versus L. Okay. Let's read what we've got here. Okay, so the first thing, whose account statement is this? That's important. Right, this account statement belongs to the instructed attorney, Bates and Co. This is their account statement. They're giving this to who? Glamini. Okay, the instructing attorney. Okay, so the instructing attorney has received this account statement from the instructed attorney. The collection was 24,000 that we've seen there. That's what they've collected on behalf of their clients. Fees for receiving the instruction, that's a fee for the instruction, that's for issuing the summons. There's the sheriff fees, there's the correspondence, drawing up the acknowledgement of debt, and there's the subtotal. Okay, so we need to remember the collection of fees needs to be split. There's your share of the fees, which is the allowance, and then you've got a transfer, okay, to yourself. Why? Because you are the instructing attorney and you have the instructed attorney, and you're going to be moving those fees. Okay, the sheriff fees are still outstanding and must be recovered directly from Glamini attorneys. Okay, recovered directly meaning Glamini attorneys would be liable for paying those sheriff fees. Okay, what else did they give you? That's it. Okay, so then they said complete the above statement. Okay, with this one, I am going to refer back to one of these examples here, just so you can see the account statement. Let's use this one. There we go. Okay, here's an account statement. Okay, so when we looked at this one, right, we could see here you had an account statement, Peter versus Paul. These were the fees that you had received. Okay, remember, you've got to add up those amounts in order to get the 1/3. Okay, so your 1/3 share of the fees would have been the fees for receiving the instruction. Okay, the collection fees was the 90. That was the 50 plus the 40. Okay, so I don't think we looked at that one. We looked at a different one. This one. There we go. Okay, this one's better because it's got the explanation as well. Okay, so let's use this one. Let's highlight this. There. Those last three. Okay, let's get the text. Okay. Right, so looking at the collection fees. Do we have the collection fees here? No, we don't. Okay, we know what the subtotal is. We know that there were fees for receiving the instruction, fees for issuing the summons, there were sheriff fees. The sheriff fees, they said, was going to be recovered from the attorneys directly. Then there were correspondence fees. So there's a fee. Those are fees. Those are fees. And then we've got drawing up of acknowledgement of debt. Yes. Okay, so we've got those. Right, so if you look at this, when we had this example here, we added up. The collection fees is 75, which was 10% of the total. Is 1,000 per thing. Yes. Okay, that was the theory. Okay, so this was 10%. Okay, then you had all those additional fees to consider. So the first thing that we can do here is we can calculate the collection fee. That bit. Okay, so 24,000, let's write that in. Let's go back up to the top. Okay, so 10% of the collected amount is, inverted commas, allowed, limited to 1,000 per collection. Okay, so 24,000 times 10% gives you 2,400, limited to 1,000. Okay, so let's put that in there. 1,000 would go here. That's the first part. Right, so now you've got the collection fees. Okay, then we have to look at all of these. So if you look at the 1/3, the 1/3 is going to be based on the collection fees and the amounts that you would be entitled to. Right, so in this example here, those two amounts, fees for receiving the instruction as well as fees for issuing the summons, those were two fees that were included in the 75,000 when working out the 1/3. Right, so we would have to look at this, and we would have to look at what fees would you be recovering. So the fees for receiving instruction and the fees for issuing the summons. The sheriff fees, no. Correspondence would be the communication. Yes, the communication that you would have used between parties. Yes, I would have included those three. 1, 2, 3 fees. Okay, those would be the three that I would look at as being fees that would be part of that. So let's add up. Okay, so the 1,000 plus the 1,200, 1,000, 1,200, what else? 3,000 and 122. Are those more fees? Okay, then we include that as well. Drawing up of, the work. That would be the work that you would do. Okay. 1,800. Okay, so if I add up all of that, let's see what we get here. Okay, that's the total. Okay, times that by 1/3. Divide by 3 gives you that. Okay, so the 2,374 would be your share of the fees which was allowed. 2,374. Do you want to come in? If you go down the hall, you'll see a signboard with all the classroom numbers. Okay.
Thank you.
2,374. Okay, so we've got that, and then the difference, let's use this again. The difference we need to add up. So your right hand side is bigger than the left hand side. We're going to have to add up 24,000 plus 24, that'll be 26,374. And then that would 26,374 26374 minus 1,000 minus, so 1,000 here, and then 6622 gave you a fund transfer, of the difference. Okay, so this minus those two would have given you that difference. Okay, so the figures that are missing here would have been the 26374 you would have put in both. On this account statement later. Yeah, on the account statement I would leave it on the account statement because they say complete the account statement. It's the difference. It's the 26374 minus all of those and the collection fees. Yeah, so the difference that I got there was that figure there. 18, because it needs to balance. Okay, so 18,752. That would go there. Okay, because you're completing their account statement. Obviously, in reality, that account statement would be complete. You would get it. But you've been asked to complete it. So in order to complete it, we had to find those three missing figures. Right, we found those three missing figures. Now we've included the total, and then we've balanced it off, okay, to get the net amount. Right, so then we need to take those figures and we need to post it through to our journals. Okay, so collection is obviously the receipt, right? If you're receiving 24,000, that's going to come to who? The business. Okay, so let's go and record those things in. Oh, yes. Okay, so I just want to refer back to this. See, there's the 750, that's the amount that you receive. Then you've got fees for receiving the instruction. These are all fees, and then you've got the third. So if you look at their workings here, you can see first step, record the fees. Okay, that's simple, that's easy. Okay, so all of you can show 24,000 there. That's the first step. Okay, the receipt of fees. Just to add that, of fees. Okay. The next part. Maybe let's also record the debits and credits while we've got this, just to save some time as well. Okay, this 750 is going to affect the bank and the trust creditors. Do you agree? Because that's what you're doing when you're receiving money. Right, so let's record that. Let's go down to the T accounts. Trust bank. Okay, there's trust bank. The trust bank would have had the cash receipts. The trust bank is getting money in, so it would have gone up. So you'd have put 24,000 there. That would have come from the trust creditors. Okay, trust creditors. TCRJ. Okay, and then let's also record the other half. So this account is also going to affect the trust creditors with 24,000. That will be a credit. Let's go down. Glamini, was this from Glamini? Yes, it was. Okay, Glamini trust creditors. Okay, so we would have included that here. In the, where's the T account? Here's the T account. Client control, no. Trust bank account, there. Receipts, there. 24,000 would go there. And then, where's where's the other account? Here, Glamini's attorneys. The 24,000 would have gone to, it would have been a receipt. This was for trust creditors, not client's ledger. Where's my trust creditors? There's trust creditors. There's trust bank. There we go. 24. Okay, that's the first part. 24,000 here, trust bank. Okay, we've recorded the first one. Let's go back up. Let's get the next one. Okay, the trust is going to have to pay for certain fees. Okay, those fees are payable by the client for having received the money. Okay, so again, just to reference this, you can see here you've got fees. Those fees are whose fees? The client's. Okay, some of the fees are the client, some of the fees are the attorneys, depending on who's carrying the costs. So when you look at the trust cash payments journal, here's the trust cash payments journal. All right, in the trust cash payments journal, you can see they've paid a portion, which was the 6,575, which was the different, the transfer, and the 93 is the difference. Okay, so the total was the 750. The 750 is split. So part of it is going to paying off all those fees to the instructed attorney, because the instructed attorney is going to be paying those fees on behalf of the client. Okay, so what actually happens is the law practice is going to be paying over client money to the instructed attorney in order to cover those fees that the client needs to cover for having collected those money. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. That's why they get the one amount. Yes. Okay. So this amount in respect of, okay, so they're showing it as one amount, being all of those amounts that you would have paid. See all of this. Okay, because this 657 is compensation for all of that, basically. Okay, it's the net amount, the difference. So for ours, yes, it would be the 1852, the difference. The total, the share, the difference. Okay, it will be the difference. Okay, because here you had 657. 657 is the transfer, okay, and that was the 784 minus. Okay, so I need a calculator. Let me just use this. Okay, this was the 75. Okay, so if you're looking at this example, this 657 is representing the transfer. Okay, this 93 that we've got here, let's go back. Here, 93. This is the business bank account transfer, 93. The 93 from this was the trust bank account transfer, and the 93 was the 102 minus the 102. This is 68. 68 plus 25. 68 plus 25 is 93. There's it. 68 plus 25 is 93. Okay, so we need the fees and we need the business cash payments journal. Okay, so the business cash payments journal, what is the business paying? Let's go back and see. The business covers the share of fees, and the business covers, that was all the business covered. Okay, so let's go back and let's record those. Let's do that first, the journals. Okay, so if we look at the business cash payments journal, fees journal, business cash payments journal. Where's the business cash payments journal? Okay, let's just record the fees here. So they didn't have, this would have been in the cash payments journal. Okay, the business CPJ. Okay, they've shown it as a general journal line item. Okay, because the share of fees was covered by the attorneys. Okay, so this amount for the share of fees was an amount of, let's get that figure. How much share of fees? 500. Okay, so let's record that there. 500, 500. Okay, gives you 500. Right, so we've got this business CPJ, that was the 500, 500. Okay, we need to get the fees journal as well. 500, 500, 500, 500 gives you the total. 500, 500. That's the total. Okay, let's go back and let's get the other figure. Okay, so we've got the fees, that's complete. Okay, then we need to know what was the journal here. So when looking at this example, you can see that there's a portion of fees that the one attorney had to basically recover from the client. Okay, so here that was the 16 plus 10% of the collection fees, okay, plus the issuing of the summons. Okay, that was the 16. So if we go back here, that 16 and that 75 made up the 102. And then the 102, there was also an amount here of 34, which is that 1/3 share of the amount. So if we're looking at this, 34 is the share of the fees that you would have. Okay, then there was a portion of the total. So the total was the 102. The 102 was the 75, okay, plus it was the 16 plus the 75 plus it was 16 plus 75 plus 11 gives you 102. Yes, so it's those two. Okay, it's those two added together. Okay, so if we're looking at this example, okay, we know that when we need to draw up the payment, the business's payment, what is the business going to have to pay? The business is going to have to pay the difference. So we had here, because the tracing fees and the sheriff fees, those were fees that the business had to pay. It's like the sheriff fees in this example. Okay, so in this one, okay, now we can record it. How much does the business have to recover here? Well, the collection fees would be 1,000. Okay, plus the 1,200 plus the 3,000 plus the 122 plus the 18. Okay, no sheriff fees, no 500. Okay, that gives us a total. Let's see what we get there. 1,200 plus 3,000 plus 122 plus 18 plus 1,000. Okay, gives us 7122. Okay, 7122 is representing the total. It's representing this 102 that we had here earlier, just to show there, that. Okay, so 102 is going to go in our fees journal. So let's go to our fees journal here. There's our fees journal, and let's show the total. 7122. 7122. Okay, then the fees would be that share, the share of the fees. What was the share of the fees here? 2374. 2374. 2374. 2374. Okay, so let's show that in our workings. 7122, 7122, 2374, 2374. Okay, and then the net amount, the difference here, Glamini minus that, the difference is the 7122 less the 234, which is the 4748. Okay, so coming back to this, again, let's relate it to this. The 68 is the difference, okay, between the fees that were payable, okay? So the 68 would be recorded here. There, in the fees account. Fees journal credit, 68. Let's put that in. Okay, so what did we get? 4748. 4748. Fees journal 4748. That's fine. Okay. Okay, so let's look at the first part over here. Okay. Right, so that we've completed, we need to look at this part over here. Okay, so the 93 is the trust bank account transfer, and the trust bank 90 account is the 93, which we get from here, which is the 25 plus the 68. Okay, so that's the total there, which is the business CPJ and the fees journal. Okay, so in our working, we've got this. There's the 500 plus the difference, which is that. So those two amounts need to be added together. Let's add those two together. This plus that. The 500. That would have been from the inverted commas, the business CPJ. Business CPJ. CPJ. Okay, the business CPJ had a total of 500. Okay, so this added together would give us an amount of 500 plus 4748 gives us 5248. This 5248 is the equivalent to the 93, and the 93 is what we're going to record here in the business cash receipts journal. Okay, so this figure that I've got there, 5248, is going to be recorded in the business cash receipts journal. Equals that figure over there. Okay, so this is actually the 500 plus the 4748, close brackets. That's where that's coming from. Okay. Right, so once we've got that figure, then we can go back and get a few other amounts. Okay, so now I can complete that. See, I've got the 93. Okay, well, the amount that we've got in this question, that's going to be the business bank account transfer in the trust cash payments journal. Right, so let's go up. Trust cash payments journal. We're going to put the 93, which is this figure. That's going to go there. Same figure. Right, this amount needs to be referenced with that amount over there. Okay, the 657 came from here. There's it. This was the EFT, the fund transfer, the 657. Okay, so this figure is the amount that we calculated earlier, which was their portion, the 18,000. Yes. Okay. The 18,000. Okay, that was from the account statement. Right, then we can total that up. Obviously, these amounts will be the same. Okay, just reference the same figures. Okay, let's see. We've done the cash receipts. We've completed it. Okay, let's just double check. We've made sure we've covered everything. Okay, so here, trust cash receipts we've done. Trust cash payments we've done. Trust cash payments we've done. Great. The business cash receipts, we've recorded it, that we've done. The business cash payments, they didn't give you a cash payment in this question, they gave you the general journal. So I'm just going to put a note here, the general journal, asterisk, similar to, the business cash payments journal. Okay, which we've recorded. We've done that, have we? Yes, we did. Okay, then the fees journal we worked out earlier, which was that whole portion of the amount that was outstanding. Okay, so the fees journal we've got, that's fine. And then we've just got the transfer journal, which is the 93, which is the 68 plus 25. So the transfer journal would have the total as well. For us, it would be this total that we had earlier, same total as before. Okay, the blue. Okay, because earlier on we calculated that from that journal and from this journal. Those two journals added together gave you that total. Right, that total is the amount that you're going to transfer from the one client's, from the client's trust creditors to the other business. So from the instructing attorney, to the instructing attorney. Okay, so we've recorded the journals. We've got everything in the journals. Now we just need to record in the T accounts. Okay, so for fees, let's get the fees. Where's our fees journal? There's our fees journal. Okay, so in our fees journal here, this should be easy once you've got the workings. Okay, what does the working say we need to do to fees? Credit the fees and debit the fees. So on this side, I'm going to show the debits and the credits. Okay, so there's the credits. This is from the fees journal. This would have been Glamini Attorneys. And Glamini Attorneys would have had a credit of how much there? 7122. And then there would have been a debit of 2374. And that would have been Glamini Attorneys. Okay, that's the fees journal. The trust creditors, we had amounts here for the trust creditors. Let's go back up to the top. Was this a summary or was this the total? I think this was the total, hey? Where's the question? Here's the question. Yeah, there's it there. Okay, so, the fees are kind of put in. Actually, let's use this as well. They're the trust creditors. Let's go to my answer here. Let's go down to the bottom. There's it. Okay, so in fees, we had the 4748. That would be the difference here. Let's just work out the difference. 71 minus 23, 4748. See that? Okay, so in their solution, they've looked at the net amount. So this should have been a working. It should have been 7122 minus 2374. Yes. Okay, they didn't give you space to show it on both sides, which is a problem. I've shown it separately because I've taken it from the working. Okay, but yeah, I showed that over here. Maybe let's just show that again. 47, what is it? 47? 48. 4748 equals 7122 minus 2374. Okay, that's the net amount. Right, so my answer here looks a little bit different to their answer because they've offset the two figures together. Okay. Right, the trust creditors. Let's get our trust creditors figures from above. Okay, let's go to the journals. Where's our first journal? There's our first journal. The trust receipts. Okay, so in the trust receipts journal, I've got bank. Bank is going up by 24,000. That would have been debited to the bank account, so credited to the trust creditors. So there would have been 24,000 sitting here, and that would have been from the trust bank in the the trust cash receipts journal. Okay, let's go back up to the top. Let's record it as well. There, 24,000. Okay, let's go up. Let's see, what else do we have? There, trust cash payments, CPJ. Okay, the trust cash payments, I'm going to total up, sum up these two figures. Also gives you 24. Okay, a portion is the business bank account because that's the transfer. Okay, and this is for Glamini. So those two figures you would record separately, so we would record them there. There, the trust bank account and the client control. Okay, so trust creditors 5248. And business bank account 18752. Okay, because let's record the totals. I would have just recorded this cash payments as the total payment, 24,000. If I had to record that in my trust creditors, I would have shown 24,000 here, but I split it into two. So I'm going to show them separately. There's the one. And there's the other. Okay, and the client control account, let's go back and look for the client control account. Here, the general journal, business cash receipts, trust bank account, similar to the cash payments journal, the fees, the payments. So the client's control account, trust creditors control, let's see what that figure would be. Trust creditors control. Five two four eight. Trust creditors control. 5248. Okay, the journal debits for the client control account would have been this figure, the 2374, because that was the journal debits. Yeah, that was the journal debits for the fees. Because our fees was how much? 7122. 7122. So the net amount, 7122 minus 2374, gave us the 4748. We've got the 4748 here. There's the fees account. Okay, so let's just see in terms of journal debits. I'm not too sure what to record here. Let's just check it. There, yeah, the 25 plus the 68. So it was right. It was the two separate amounts, giving you the 93. So in our case, in our case, we had, where was that working? Let's go back up. There. In our case, we had the 4748 plus the 500 gave us the 5248. Okay, yeah, so it was the 4748. Plant control. Plant control. We're adding those two amounts to get the total. So this amount, 500, plus this amount, 4748. Total, sum up the two. Okay, and that would have been the same as that. There's the trust creditors. Okay, client control. This was the trust creditors. This I think was bank, if I'm not mistaken. Let's just go check. Yeah, trust bank accounts. Okay, the 500, let's go see the 500. The 500 would have been the business bank account and the fees. This would have been from the fees journal, fees brackets. This would have been the 7122 minus the 2374. Okay, because remember we showed it separately. I showed it as one amount, two separate amounts. They showed it as one amount. If you net the two figures off, you get that. Okay, and then the 500 is for the business bank account, which was the 500. That I don't think I've recorded yet. Okay, yeah. So fees we've done, trust creditors we've done, client control we've done, trust bank account we need to do. Okay, the trust bank account would just be the receipts and the payments, which should be the same. So we had the one, just copy paste, show the other. Same. Okay. Right, then we've got the business bank account. The business didn't have a bank account because they showed, they did have a business bank account. It was the, the business cash payments journal they didn't show in the workings. Okay, so the business bank account would have been everything that the business would have paid. So in this case, receipts and payments. Okay, in terms of the payments, we paid a total of trust cash payments, business cash receipts journal there. The business received a total of 5248, 5248, 5248, and paid should be the same, 5248, balanced off. Let's go back and check that. How much did the business pay? Where's business bank account? There, business bank account. Oh, that's trust cash payments journal. Trust cash payments journal. Trust cash receipts. Those fees were outstanding. They said the business would pay it, but the business didn't pay it because the business would have covered the cost, but the share fees were outstanding. So that's what they wanted you to record. So then there wouldn't have been a business CPJ figure. There wouldn't have been any payments. The payment would have been 0 here. Okay, so no payments. Right, because asterisk, share fees, outstanding. Brackets still to be paid. Okay, the share fees that we can record in, that's fine. Share fees. Let's have a look. How much was it? 500. Okay, so the share of fees would be 500. Okay, you could even see here in the question, see there was no payments here. Okay, so I had 0 payments there. I would have put 5248 here. Okay, maybe I should transfer these figures through that I've got here. Trust bank account 24. Okay, this one would have been 4748, 500. Now have I finished all of these? Yes. The transfer journal, I think I left blank here. Let's get it from above. Transfer journal 5248. So 5248. 5248. Okay, so that I've completed, that I've completed, that I've completed, that I've completed. Business bank I've completed, share fees I've completed. Okay, let's go down to the bottom. Okay, so that's complete, that's complete, that's complete. Okay, share fees, I need to put that 500 in. Okay, 500 goes there. And this was Glamini. Okay, then the client ledger accounts. Okay, so fees wise for Glamini in the client ledger accounts, the share of fees 500 that we can insert. Okay, this one, let's just check it as well, just to make sure. Okay, the 34 and the 93. So our 93 was the total, which was the 65. The 65 plus the 25. So those two added together. So for our working, here, this one is going to be the total which we had earlier. There. The 5248. 5248. 5248. 5248. 500. 5248. 5248. Okay, the fees, what figure do we need to record there? Let's go back and check. It's the 34. The 34 came from the account statement. That was the 1/3 of the fees. Okay, so what was our share of the fees in this example? Let's go back and check. $2374. 2374. 2374 must go here. 2374. Okay, and then the difference would go here in terms of the fees. Let's quickly work it out on the calculator. $5248 $2374 minus 500 gives us the 7122. Yeah, we had that figure earlier actually. 7122. Okay, great. So that one's covered. Let me just record it here. 7122. And this was the 2374. 2374. The total there was that same total. Okay, that was fees. That was sheriff fees. And this was fees and Glamini. Okay. Alright, the last bit is the trust creditors. Let's have a look at that one. Okay, there's the trust creditors. Okay, so for the trust creditors, we had the difference. Okay, this 750 was the total, and then the 93 and the 657 was what we had earlier actually. Let me me just show that here. There. The Trust Cash Payments Journal. Okay, the Trust Cash Payments Journal is going to record that here. Okay, so Trust Cash Payments Journal. We need the two figures. Okay, so the 24,000 was split into which two? Let's go back and have a look. Trust Cash Payments Journal. Trust Cash Payments Journal. Trust Cash Payments Journal there. I wrote it down here. Trust Cash Payments Journal. Trust Cash Payments Journal. There's it, the 18 and the 5.2. Okay, so let's reference those figures. D25 and 26. D25 and 26. D25, D26. Okay. And that reference was Glamini Attorneys and Trust Bank. Which one was which? Let's go back and check. Glamini was the smaller amount. Glamini and Trust Bank here. Okay. Alright, so that would have been the total. Okay, so this doesn't have a balance. Do you agree? Glamini Client Ledger doesn't have a balance. Does this one have a balance? Yes, it does. 500 here, that will be in the balance. Okay, so the trial balance you would have had sheriff fees 500 credits. Okay, let's go up and see what else do we have. The business bank. Okay, the business bank will have a total there. That'll be the balance. Okay, there were no payments here. Okay, so 5248. 5248 business bank. 5248. Let's go up. Anything else with the balance? Trust bank account would have worked itself out. This one worked itself out. This plus that. This one also worked itself out. So no balance there. And the fees account. The fees account, the fees account has a balance. Okay, so the balance here would have been the difference. Okay, 4748. Okay, that would have been the balance there for the fees journal. 4748. 4748. 474748. Right, and we've done it correctly because have a look at this. Sums up nicely. Okay, tough question. Okay, not easy. Right, so the best thing I think you should do is maybe just go over those examples in the textbook. That's the best, because then we can actually see how the application works. Then we just need to remember where to put which amounts. Okay, with a question like this, purely because you've got those instructing attorneys and instructed attorneys. Okay, so did we complete everything here? Let's just double check. I just want to go up to the top. Okay, so there's the required. Okay, so final answers to check. Okay, here's the Trust Cash Receipts Journal. Let's record this in this 24,000, 24,000. Okay, so I'm taking my workings here. I would have put 24 there. 24,000 there. Okay, I'll save this PDF so then we have the answers on here. 24,000. Right, then we had this, so 18752, 18752, and the other figure was 5248, 5248. 5248 gave you a total of 24,000. Okay, then you had a business cash receipts, which was just 5248, 5248. Just one amount, 5248. Okay, so we've recorded that, eh? Yes. Okay, then we had the general journal. Did I record what we had to record there? Let's just double check. Yes, the 500, the 500. Perfect. Fees journal, we recorded it. That's perfect. Let's just put the total in. Total. Okay, let's add them up. Sum up those two figures. Yes. 9496, 9496. Just to finish this off. 9496. 9496. Okay, let's see what else we've got here, just to check have we put everything else in here. Okay, yeah, that I've recorded in, that I've recorded in, that I've recorded in. Maybe if you want to, you can put 24,000 both sides here just to complete it. Okay, and then this one was the same amount on both sides, 5248. 5248. Okay, that one was 24 and 24. That's the same total as above, 24, 24. This one was 5248, that one was 500, that was it. Okay, and then you had these two. This gave you 7622, 7622. Okay, I think that I did put in the client ledger. Let's just go down and check. Yes, the client ledger I've got. Yeah, perfect. There's the totals there. Okay, and then the last one, which was the 24,000. Let's add what we had here. 18. Oh, Glamini is the smaller figure. Sorry, wrong way around. Okay, I had it the other way around in my notes in the file. 18752. And this figure was 5248. 5248. Right, then the trial balance was what we had here. Share fees, business bank, and oh, I didn't write a note for this one. This was the fees. Okay, so share fees. What is the other one? Business bank and fee income, fees. Okay, what were the amounts? 500, that's the one. Yeah, let's get another one. 5248 and 4748. Okay, perfect. Right, so yeah, that one goes there, that one goes there, and that one goes there. Alright, and then the final total, what did we say it was? Okay, 5248 for both.